I'm out here in my morning glory in my bathrobe, just getting ready to bathe. You may be curious why you're out here in your bathrobe instead of going to bathe, AJ. Well, that is because I am super intrigued and have been incredibly interested in the way they move the mobile homes here. So if you see behind me, there's a big crane, right? So the crane is actually here to move that mobile home because here, although the trailer homes or the mobile homes do have their own axles and wheels, they do not utilize those to move them from point A to point B. And by that I mean, let's say from the sales lot to the lot where they're going to sit. They don't move them by the axles. They do use the axles, but I believe it's more specific to like within the park that the trailer is moved to. They'll use like a Land Rover or something and move them around to like fine tune where they're going to be placed. But otherwise, they use a giant crane, like as you see here, and they pick the entire home up, and axles and all, and they put it onto a trailer. And then that trailer is what moves it between point A and point B. So they don't actually move them with their manufacturer axles, but instead they lift them up with a crane and put them onto a trailer and then move them. I find that incredibly intriguing. It's so different than the way it would be done in the United States. In the United States, you would just hook directly with the semi to the mobile home and move it to where it's going to be, right? It seems such a process, but it works, and especially up in the hills, I'll show you, there's so many different tiers. This is the tier below us, and this is actually a totally different park, but look at the different tiers. So it must be easier, or maybe just the way they do it in general, to use the crane to be able to move it onto the trailer. But I'm gonna let these guys get this strapped up. Basically, they had one beam with straps hanging from it and another beam. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna run that through the home, but once they get it going, I'll show you guys. So it looks like we're ready to fly. They've basically ran two beams across the bottom, right? One on each end. And then with those four strapping points connected to those two beams. And then that should be enough to keep it balanced when they lift it. It looks like they're just putting some blocks of wood between the beam and the bottom of the trailer. I'm assuming that's to make sure there's no play or something. But he should be getting this baby flying here pretty soon. So there's a whole new team of people here now. I think they're like the guys that get it all set before it actually lifts up, but they're just doing some fine tuning. It looks like the guy cut a piece of wood, maybe it was connected somewhere, but he's definitely got it lifted up. I saw it come up just a little bit. Check it out, there it goes. Just in like in that movie Up, except no balloons. So you see they've got the strap there, that way they control the rotation, I assume, right? Keep it in control there. So some of these trailers, I was saying that they have their own axles, but not all of them do, actually. Ours do. I don't know if this one does. You can see on the end there where they've cut the main plumbing down. So let's see, I don't think this one has its own axles. All of ours do, and a lot of those ones over there do. But it looks like that one might have just been sitting on a... Oh, there we go, I see the axle now. See? There's the wheel there. But some of them in our park, they don't have axles, but isn't that a trip? Look at that. It's a flying house. I was looking around, I'm trying to see where they're gonna place it. I don't see a trailer, but I assume that the trailer's here. They wouldn't go through the effort to lift it and then set it down and then lift it again. I'm just unable to see it from where I'm from my viewpoint. Beautiful view of the sea from up here. It's a cloudy, overcast day, so you don't really get to see the blues. Usually when it's cloudy and gray, the sea also turns gray. Comes the news. Usually the news will fly along the coast. I think it's like a Barcelona based news station, but they'll basically fly along the coast here and get that beautiful B-roll shot of the sea, I'm assuming. Man, check that out. Isn't that neat? So they just got all these different spotters telling them watch here, watch there. It's a good viewpoint there. You can see all the main power and the main plumbing that they've separated there. That way they could, of course, lift it. So he's bringing it down right there. I wonder if that's where the trailer is, because they've got their little work trailer there. Kind of curious. So it looks like he's going to bring it up pretty high to go above everything. He's got a couple more ropes on there now. Maybe not much higher. Looks like they're spinning it, of course, to align it with how it's going to go on the trailer. You can see the two guidelines. Let's see. This guy's here. Then there's another guy over here. Now he's bringing it back down. There must be a trailer just there, I can't see. Well, I don't know that I have too much more to share. I hope you enjoyed that. It's something different. If you're from the United States, you might not have ever seen something like that. It's a common here. I've seen it quite a few times, actually, since we've been here. And I'm starting to think that they're actually not going to move that out of the park, but they were actually just repositioning it within the park. Because the way they've set it would be the front door is on this side, and this is as if they just moved it down to this lower lot that has a little shade ramada and a little tent, a little pop-up kind of tent there, and that may be just where it's going to sit. So it's kind of curious. I think it's pretty neat. I thought I'd share. Maybe you think it's dumb, but it's just something different I thought I'd share, and I'll show you as I go back over to my trailer that they are pretty simple to move. So these guys would just be disconnecting that's the main power line there, and then you can see the big gray piping is the plumbing, and then you can see our trailer has its axles and everything. It's up on some cinder blocks essentially. But kind of cool. Anyway, thanks for coming along, guys. I just thought I'd share. Stay safe and stay sane out there.